In this screenshot, everything looks normal. I am pressing with this player and every one of my defenders is behind the ball, except for my striker. Nothing dangerous, right? That's what I thought, until you see what happens next. Within seconds, everything completely falls apart, and before I can even react, the ball's already in the back of my net. But here's the thing. Thousands of eFootball players all over the world face these same defensive problems every single day. But what if I told you the solution is as easy as counting 1, 2, and 3? That's right! Defending in eFootball 26 really comes down to 3 things: positioning, anticipation, and timing. Master these 3 and you'll stop conceding those stupid goals once and for all. But that's not all. In this video, we are also going to be looking at how you defend in certain situations like in a 2v1, or in this case, what should I do? Should I block the striker from shooting, or should I wait for the pass to this guy? In eFootball 26, attacking has become very easy, and the lofted through pass is now really overpowered. In contrast, defending has become really difficult and more manual. Some of you are probably wondering, what does manual defending even mean? Let me show you these 2 clips.
باريس سان جيرمان يتطلع لاستغلال الهجمة المرتدة.
Easy.
تحول سريع في الملعب. ميسي.
Tiempo entretenido, más abierto, con los dos equipos arriesgando, más que nada por una cuestión de necesidad.
In the first clip, I just held the match up button the whole time and easily stopped my opponent. In the second clip, I did the exact same thing and got cooked. So why is that? Did the match up button get nerfed? Well, no. The match up button itself is fine. What's changed is the defensive AI. See, the defensive AI used to automatically handle positioning, block shots and intercept passes. Sometimes it even went full robot mode, like here. Tony Adams pulls off a slide tackle and I didn't even press a single button. That's defensive AI. However, in eFootball 26, the impact of the defensive AI has been decreased heavily, which means you have to do the positioning yourself. Now, let's go back to that first clip I showed you earlier in the video. I dragged my defensive midfielder out of position, expecting the opponent to pass to his midfielder. However, both my centre-backs are in position, my right back is also covering the winger, so everything is still fine. I pressed up with my defender, expecting a short pass, and that's the deadliest mistake you can make. If I had just pulled my defender back and not pressed immediately, I wouldn't have considered this goal. But I rushed in, he played a lofted through pass, and just like that, a goal. And the best way to defend these kind of situations is to simply just back off.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
That's right. Just drag your defender back. A combination of the joystick, match up, and dash buttons. You'll use the joystick to pull the defender back, then switch between match up and dash button, because you can't just use one of the 2. Using only dash makes your defender sprint like a headless chicken. Using only match up makes him too slow. A combination of the 2 allows you to cover space efficiently, just like I did in this case. And speaking of space, in eFootball 26, you have to develop spatial awareness. Now, what the hell does that even mean? It simply means defending space, not just the player. Good positioning is all about defending space. In eFootball 26, your biggest threat isn't the player with the ball. It's the runners going in behind. The goal isn't to win the ball immediately. The goal is to make your opponent feel like he is trapped in a cage. That's why it's okay to give the opponent time on the ball so long as you have many defenders in the back. Yeah, you heard me right. It's okay to give him time on the ball because the best thing to do is cover the space. Now you've got your opponent trapped. He's got no one to pass to, nowhere to run. He's basically stuck. But then he does this.
Tal cual. Esperar, cortar y hacer la transición rápida. Ahí va. Oportunidad de gol.
Now, how the hell can you even stop that? Simple. You anticipate. As Johan Cruyff once said,
"We can't see the future, but we can predict it."
that's totally not true. I just made that up. But you get the point. Anticipation is basically knowing what your opponent is gonna do before he even does it. So you imagine that he is gonna do something, then you try to stop that. And to do that, you need to study how your opponent plays. Is he a tiki-taka player, a quick counter demon, or just a haram ball specialist who smashes clear every single time? But how can you study the opponent when the game moves so fast? First of all, look at his formation and team play style. If he's got wingers, expect crosses or some sort of wing play. If he's running two strikers, be ready for a direct pass or lofted through pass. And most importantly, watch how he uses the ball. Now, take a look at this example. My opponent is driving forward with tons of space. At first, I am dragging my players back, trying to cover the through pass to his striker, as you should when the opponent has the ball. But then I notice his midfielder making a forward run. If I keep backing off, that passing lane opens up and it's over for me. So I anticipated the pass and stepped in just early enough to block it. I want you to pay attention to this. I didn't run straight at the guy with the ball, because if I did, he could easily dribble past me. That's anticipation. Just reading your opponent and acting 1 second earlier. But anticipation is one thing, reacting is completely another. Because even if you predict perfectly, if your timing is 1 second off, you are still cooked. Timing is all about patience. You don't need to win the ball the moment your opponent gets it. You just need to win it when he is not ready.
I have a lot of options. Should I pass to my dackers or should I take the
You just wait for the opponent's heavy touch. That little moment right before he tries to run or do a skill move, that is your window. If you press then, he is cooked. If you press before, you are cooked. So when you combine positioning, anticipation and timing, you become unstoppable. You stop every counter-attack. You keep clean sheets every game. But here's the thing, that is not true. All I said is just false. Now, don't get it wrong. The three pillars of defending are positioning, anticipation, and timing. But here is what people never talk about. Defending doesn't end when you win the ball. Sometimes it's what you do next that gets you punished.
Take the ball, pass the ball, take the ball.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yep, that's me.
See, most eFootball players can defend, but they still lose. Why is that? Because they don't know how to defend with the ball. Now, what does defending with the ball even mean? Before we move into that, let's do a quick quiz. You are in this situation. The opponent is coming towards the goal. He has two options. He can shoot at the goal or he can pass it to this player and score a tap in. What would you do? Press the player with the ball and block the shot, or wait for the pass and block it? Comment down below with your answer and we'll get back to this later in the video. Now, let's go back to defending with the ball. Defending with the ball is all about control. You control the game, you control the pace, and most importantly, you control your opponent. Look at this. I won the ball fair and square, but immediately played it into danger. That one decision resets everything. Now I'm back to square one. The first few seconds after winning the ball are the most dangerous because that's when most players panic. But if you stay calm and you already know what you want to do before you even make that tackle, you'll always have the upper hand. So, how do you defend with the ball? Number 1, don't rush your first pass. Once you regain possession, take a quick glance at your midfield or wide players. If there's no safe option, pass the ball back to your keeper. It's better to take your time and keep the ball than to lose it and defend all over again. Number 2, Be brave. When you're under pressure, don't panic. Protect the ball. Use left stick dribble and finesse dribble to beat the opponent's press. This can help you escape pressure and start a counter. But be careful, don't dribble near your own box. Number 3, know your next move. Remember how I said you need to predict what the opponent is gonna do before you even attempt to win the ball? Now is the reverse. You need to know what you do if you get the ball. So put yourself in that state. Defending with the ball is 80% decision making and 20% execution. That is how the best players defend. They don't panic. They defend smart, with the ball, not without the ball. Remember that 2v1 situation I showed you earlier? Let's go back to it now. In this scenario, the best thing to do is to press the ball carrier because look, I already have a defender trying to cover the striker. So I pressed the opponent, but somehow he still found a way to pass me. Was that magic or no? That's not magic. That's the super cancel. And it's one of the most effective moves in eFootball. Also, before I disappeared a while ago, I ran a poll and super cancel was the most requested video idea from you guys. So in my next video, I'm gonna be diving deep into how the super cancel works. Now, all the information in this video is not for free because I don't do anything for free. So it's gonna cost you 1 subscribe, 1 like, and 1 comment. Peace.